Everyone, hello and welcome back to our Taiji Cao series, where we're working on developing the foundational movement patterns that are required for our proper Tai Chi practice. Now, as usual, before we begin, make sure that you have warmed up, stretched out, limbered up the body, got the blood moving, the fluids moving, the tissues loose, to both lessen the risk of injury and also give you a more effective range of motion through your practice. After you've done so, you want to begin by coming to center as we always do. Feet together, facing forward. Suspend the crown and then drop everything. Sink the weight, sink the breath, sink the thoughts. Relax, bring everything to center. Focusing the breath in the belly, dropping the weight through the feet. Once you've settled and breathed for a little bit, drop the weight through the right foot so that we can bring up the left. Make sure you stay straight up, keep the hip straight. Step out, about hip to shoulder width. Set the toe down, set the heel down, stretch up through the right, and settle down to center. Settle and breathe. Continue to relax. Lengthen the spine, stretch the tissues. Settle the breath, settle the thoughts. Once you're ready, begin. Inhale. Float the palms up. Circle back, exhale, and sink. Inhale up. Exhale, settle down. Inhale up. Exhale and settle. Inhale up. Exhale. Settle down. Make sure you keep the weight settled, centered. Float the palms up on the breath. Keep the shoulders and elbows dropped and relaxed. Now, palms up. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to rotate the waist to the right. Moving into the right quad just slightly. We're going to circle over the right palm. We're going to form a beak. Just like a bird's beak, like you're plucking something up. About 45 degrees. Then we're going to arc over, open the left palm out about 45 degrees to the left side. At this point, we want to open out and put our attention more to the left quad. So, inhale. Settle. Shift the weight to the right. Circle the hand over. Then we're going to shift the weight back to the left, arcing up and over, up and over. This is a very subtle arc, so we're not just moving straight across, and we're not just shifting the weight straight across. It's a slight stretch out of the right gua and a settling into the left. There's a slight arc in the palm. Arc it over very subtly, not move it straight across. Shift, arc over. As we finish, as we reach 45 degrees to the left, our weight is just slightly more to the left, slightly more into the left gua. We're going to settle down, relax, drop, sink the elbows and shoulders, close the obliques. Feel a settling, pressing of energy through the left palm. We're settling down and pressing. Inhale. Shift. Circle the palm. Beak. Stretch up, arc over, and settle. Again. Inhale. Circle the palm. Arc over, shift the weight, and settle. Keeping everything centered and straightforward. We're just slightly shifting to the right, to the left. Gua, just slightly turning the waist. The hips are stable. The position is stable. Just a very slight shifting, opening and closing of the hip joints as we open up, move from side to side. Circle. This is why we have a relaxed wrist, relaxed fingers, relaxed hand. Circle like a paintbrush. Open out. Now let's try making a flowing movement out of it here. Settle. Circle. Arc over. Now, circle. Left palm. Circle it over. Arc over to the right. As we circle, as we release, circle over to form the beak. Draw the opposite hand over so we can shift back. Very soft, graceful movement. Very soft, subtle shifting of the weight. Make sure that as you arc over, you settle and you close down. Close the obliques. Close into the weight down. Close the elbows, the shoulders. Open, arc over, and close and settle. You can practice in different ways, different spirals in different directions. You can spiral inward, spiral outward, whatever's comfortable for you. You can practice larger arcs, more subtle arcs. Get the feeling of all these different spiralings and shiftings that are going on. Make sure the arms are always relaxed. As you have your hands out like this, after a while, you'll start to feel a burn in the shoulders. I'm going to breathe into that. Relax it. Release that tension that's going to start building up. One of the things we have to practice Develop is the ability to release and relax as our muscles start to burn. Because as we're doing some of these movements and holding some of these positions, as you probably already noticed by now with the legs, sometimes when you're shifting the weight down, your legs are going to start burning. Once you get your arms up like this, the shoulders are going to start burning. Your body's going to start to want to be tense. It's going to create tension in these areas. And of course, tension is what we want to get rid of as we practice the internal arts. So you want to practice breathing and being mindful of these areas of tension when it starts to burn. As it burns, you start to release more. You start to breathe into it more and release more. And eventually you'll get to the point where you can hold these postures for lengthy periods of time. And you'll have what would normally cause tension and burning, you'll be able to relax through it, stretch through it, and get a deeper release rather than creating tension. And it's the more you can get released, the more you'll be able to transmit the power and the force through these movements. It's a very counterintuitive process to our normal lives, where we think that to create force, we have to use tension. Internal arts are the opposite. To create force, to create movement, we use relaxation. So we have to unlearn our typical ways of being in order to restructure our bodies to be able to perform these practices at a high level. And then the closer we get to being able to do this effectively, the more we'll start to see the benefits of these practices as they truly are, not merely the simplistic way that we see them in culture today usually. One more round. Open, settle, and back to center. This is a nice, easy, relaxing movement to do, and a good one to practice this breathing through and releasing tension. Easy one to get this feeling of flowing from side to side, opening and closing. So practice with this, and we'll see you again in the next lesson.